Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go getimism number 780. 780, huh? Alright, cool. For November 21st, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about pushing people's buttons and having your buttons pushed. We hear people say it all the time. We talk about it all the time. Somebody is pushing my buttons. Somebody knows how to push my buttons, press my buttons, however you say it. Some people say push, some people say press, whatever. Nonetheless, when you talk about somebody pushing your buttons or somebody pressing your buttons or whatever, or you pressing their buttons or pushing their buttons, you're talking about irritating them. You're talking about getting under their skin. You're talking about addressing them in a way that makes them upset. You're talking about upsetting somebody or being upset by somebody. And it normally deals with somebody knowing you well enough to know exactly what to do in order to get to you. It can be a sticky situation. Particularly if you're already having a bad day and somebody is giving you the business. They're pushing your buttons. So it's like that red button that can send you from 0 to 60 in no time flat. It's messed up when you're having a good day. You're having a good day, and then in one fell swoop, somebody could take all of that away from you. And it doesn't even seem right that somebody should be able to have that kind of power over you. You know, to be able to turn your day from being a good day to turn it into something totally bad, totally negative, something that you wish that you could rewind and start all over again. So we have to ask ourselves, is it really like that? Has somebody really pushed our buttons, or have we given them the power to do that? You know, I guess when it comes down to it, it's about controlling your emotions. And people say that we should be able to control our emotions. Here's the thing about controlling our emotions. See, when a lot of people say that you should have control over your emotions, they basically are implying that you shouldn't let anything get to you. You shouldn't let anything get to you. Now, is that possible? When you think about it rationally, is that possible for nothing to affect you? Because, number one, your emotions cover more than just your anger. And that's the thing about it. We use terms in general terms, and we normally mean them to mean one thing. So when we say that you should be in control of your emotions, we mean that you should either not let anybody make you angry or make you really, really sad. Nobody says that you should have control over your happiness. Like, don't let anybody make you too happy. You don't hear people say that, but happiness is an emotion. Even indifference is an emotion. So here's what I would say. I would say, yes, you should be in control of your emotions, but being in control of your emotions is making sure that you have enough control over the way that you feel, that you don't compound the way that you feel in a negative way and make things worse than what they already are. So if something or somebody makes you upset, you don't want to do something that will make you more upset. If somebody says something to make you angry, you don't want to do something that will make you even angrier, and then compound that into action that will really make a situation even worse for you. That's what being in control of your emotions is. It doesn't make you Superman. You know, you can act like something doesn't affect you all you want. You know that that's just an act. You know that deep down inside, you know, you felt that gut punch and you don't like it. And there's nothing wrong with not liking that. Now, when we say that somebody has control over our emotions, that's a little bit different. And that's basically what we're talking about when we start talking about somebody pushing our buttons or pressing our buttons. We're saying that they have the power to make us upset or make us angry, make us afraid, whatever. You know what I mean? It's normally in a negative way. But it doesn't have to be, because some people can press our buttons and make us happy. Like, they know exactly what we like. They know where our pleasure center is, and they know how to do that also. But we don't normally call that pressing our buttons now, do we? we'll just say that somebody really knows us well. That's funny, man. So when it's on the negative side, we'll say that somebody's pushing our buttons. And when it's on the positive side, we'll just say, they really know me well. In other words, when somebody knows you well, it means that they have taken an interest in you, that they care about you, that they will treat you in a good way. But when they're pushing your buttons, which requires somebody to definitely know you well as well, but that means it's going to be something negative. One of the most negative examples of this is when you're dealing with a spouse or a lover or somebody like that. And, many of us get into relationships that are a little rocky, where we may not be 100% happy, but we're happy enough, it's manageable. But we may be dealing with somebody who, when we upset them, they decide to upset us. And they know us well enough, they know our ways and actions and our emotions, and they know what to say and do in order to make us upset if we should get out of line. And it's bad to be dealing with somebody that will handle things with you that way, because if you're dealing with a lover that tries to get revenge on you or tries to teach you lessons, hard lessons, what do you need enemies for? If your lovers or your friends are going to treat you like, are going to do the things that an enemy would do to you, what do you need enemies for? Your enemies might as well be your friends. They're going to treat you the same way, but at least with your enemies, you'll know how to expect, or you'll know to expect the worst. With your friends, you don't expect them to do you like that, and especially with your lovers. Damn, man, you mean to tell me you my woman, and you decide to push my buttons? Now, granted, it could be something that I or somebody else could have done to a person to make them upset, and they strike back. But when you aim straight, see, it's one thing that hurts somebody's feelings by mistake, but when you aim straight, to me, there's an accountability factor that goes along with that. Pressing our buttons, pushing our buttons. It's a crazy concept. It really is, and it's something that we probably have all experienced in our lives, and it's probably something that we resent having to go through in our lives, and we should resent that. We should feel some kind of way about that. You know what I mean? I mean, the goal in life is to maximize our pleasure while minimizing our pain. That's what life is all about, in a nutshell. So any of the good things that you do, any of the positive things that you display are supposed to be the things that minimize your pain and maximize your pleasure. Simple as that. Sometimes we lose sight of that. Sometimes we get so guilty in the choices that we've made in our lives that we think that we deserve to have our buttons pushed. And that's just a foolish way of thinking. The universe or God is going to do with us what it will. We don't have to help that out. There's so many things I could say on this, but I'm gonna do y'all like this. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, when it comes to somebody pushing your buttons, pressing your buttons, or whatever, it is a good idea for you to know yourself better than somebody else knows you. One thing I don't want to happen is that people get afraid to let people know them, because then they feel like they are putting themselves in a position to have their buttons pushed. And nothing is worse than being afraid to fall in love or to seek out love and attention and affection because you think that everybody out there is a predator or just waiting for a chance to throw something up in your face and make you look bad or ridicule you. That's not a good way to be, and it's not a good thing to have to experience. And unfortunately, many of us have had to experience that in our lives. And I don't think that we deserve to be that way. But we got to roll with the punches, and we have to take what life gives us and play the cards that we've been dealt, so to speak. When it comes to your friends and your lovers and your family and all of that, it's a shame that we would ever have to worry about them pushing our buttons. But we do have some control over our emotions. And remember, controlling your emotions is all about making sure that you don't compound the negative emotions that you have to whereas you make them worse than what they started out to be. But when it comes to when it comes to your friends and your lover, of course, I mean your friends, your lovers, your family members, and all of that. Of course, you would hope that they would try to put you in a position where you feel more relaxed than anything else. But sometimes people they mess around with people and they do push their buttons. Now the only thing, well, not the only thing, but one of the things I didn't address in this video is how people say that you only give people the power to push your buttons. The reason I didn't bring that up or really harp on that is because I don't think that we give people, well, no. I don't wholeheartedly believe that we give people the power to push our buttons. If you let somebody get to know you, of course they're going to learn how to push your buttons. You're not wrong for that. You shouldn't blame yourself for that. Shoot, you want friendship, you want companionship, you want love, you want affection. Why wouldn't you give somebody a chance to know you? The thing is, you should be able to trust them well enough to know not to try to push those negative buttons. And that's really all there is to it. Keep your loved ones close and keep your enemies on the West Coast, if you're on the East Coast. You know? Forget about that keeping your enemies closer. That's just dumb to me. You know, like, why would you want to keep your enemies close? Don't say that shit about wanting to keep your eye on them. So you nosy about your enemies? And I understand the other part of that. I'm just not trying to hear it. The Daily Go Getimism show is every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 347. Sorry about that. Call in number is 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. That's the number. Or listen online. blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. Peace.